Take it from someone who has been there. Take it from someone who could literally not look anybody in the eye when she spoke to them. Someone who would never speak in front of a group of people because she was too shy to even share whatever was in her mind. That being shy, being timid, having a low self-esteem is the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Antwiwaa if you are new here, and if you are returning, what's up my G? Welcome back to another episode of Chit Chat with Antwiwaa, where we have real life conversations about real life situations. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to overcome shyness, how to overcome low self-esteem, so that you can become more confident, you can become a better person, build better relationships, and just generally learn to be yourself no matter wherever you find yourself. So if you're interested in that, you want to stick around and watch this video. So I'm going to be trying out this look I found on Instagram. It's really pretty, not too loud and all of that. And before we even get into the video, I would like to say that this is not a makeup tutorial, right? This is a chit chat. This is a conversation. So pay attention to what I'm saying and not what is going on with my face. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to start with a little story. So once upon a time, there was this young, beautiful, intelligent, slightly overweight girl that was so shy. She was intelligent, but for the most part, she was a little bit socially awkward. She had a few friends. She would almost always never speak up for herself. She would raise her hand to answer questions in class because, yes, she was smart. But outside class, she was the most shy person you would ever come across. She could never look anybody in the eye or whatsoever, and that followed her all through to university. Fast forward, she got to university and she was made a class rep. That day, she wished that the ground would open up and swallow her up, because how was she ever going to stand in front of a class of about 100 people, address them with how shy and timid she was? Ladies and gentlemen, that girl is me, and anybody from my childhood would tell you that they would never ever have imagined me sitting right here having a YouTube channel, talking to a camera with this much confidence. Anybody who knew me from my childhood, from my teenage years, would tell you that there's no way in the world I'd ever be bold enough to compete in a beauty pageant and even make it to the top 3. But here I am, I have done it, and that means that you can do it too if you struggle with your self-esteem or you're shy or too timid. I don't know what shyness or low self-esteem may look like for you. For someone, it may be them being unable to speak in front of a crowd. It may be them being unable to walk past a group of boys in public. Some others, it could be just, whenever they're in a group, they are almost always the one that is too quiet, the one that people don't really notice, the one that never speaks up or anything of that sort. And let me tell you, that is such a horrible thing, because like I mentioned in the intro, it just makes you almost irrelevant. Like, people don't know what you're capable of. People don't know that you are maybe smart enough. People don't know that you're creative enough. So it's almost like you're there, but you do not exist. And the sad thing is that you actually realize that you're doing it. Like, sometimes in class, someone would ask a question and you would say the exact answer in your head, but you're not bold enough to raise your hand and answer the question. And so nobody knows that you can't answer the question. So yeah, for the most part, people that are too shy, people that are too timid, people that have low self-esteem are just shoved to the back. Nobody knows you're there, or at least people see you're there, but they don't know your capabilities, they don't know what you're made up of or stuff like that. And that was what it was like for me. I mean, for me, my teachers in primary school in GSS knew my potential because they were able to have conversations with me. But that aside, nobody else really knew what was going on. You just know that when the term is over and you see my results, they're really good. And when I got to uni, level level 200 has just really gotten worse, because in uni you have a huge class, or at least my class was very huge, mostly male students, because I offered mathematics in uni. So imagine a class of about 100 or so students and about just 10-15 females. That's how bad it was. So coming to class was something else. Being made the class rep of a class full of men was something else. Walking around in a hostel with so many male students was a problem, and it just ate at me for a very long time. I would be so shy. I would always avoid like social gatherings and stuff like that. But when I got to level 300, I think that's my third year of uni. When I got to level 300, I'd had enough. I just saw how, being shy, being timid was crippling me as a person, and I was tired of it. I was ready to, become a better person. I was ready to just deal with that shyness and just forget about it. And so I did. And that's my first tip for anybody who struggles with low self-esteem, anybody that is too shy, is too timid. My first thing is to just hit the nail on the head. I feel like when it comes to shyness, when it comes to low self-esteem, you go big or you go home. Like, you do the thing that you could never ever in your life have imagined that you can ever do, and you go for it. And once you go for it, a huge amount of fear, a huge amount of shyness, low self-esteem is just taken out of your life almost immediately, and that pays off. So what I did was, there's this beauty pageant. If you live in Ghana, Miss Malika Ghana. So I signed up for Miss Malika Ghana. Mind you, they are almost always about 500, 600 young ladies who audition, confident, bold, beautiful young ladies auditioning for this beauty pageant every single year. And it was the same thing during my time. But I had had so much of just being shy, being in the corner, being in the dark, that I was just going to go do it, and I didn't care what was going to happen. For you, it could be going for an event that exposes you to a lot of people that you're usually not used to. It could be addressing an entire group. It could be offering to lead a discussion at work or a presentation at work. But let me tell you something, starting with something that is such a bold step, starting with something that you would typically not do on a good day, is my first tip when it comes to building confidence and overcoming shyness or low self-esteem. My second tip is looking good. And for me, I remember that every single time I was too shy, every single time I had like low self-esteem, for the most part it was just based on how I look. Like when I was younger, or like all through my life, I've been on the bigger side. So for the most part I was always too shy, because I was bigger and taller than people my age and I just didn't feel good enough in my skin. Not to say that, and I won't even say that it was like really really bad or whatever, because for some reason I always knew that I was beautiful. I don't know who told me that so much that it was engraved in my brain, but I always knew I was beautiful. But then my weight and every other thing else was just making me not really confident in my body. So my second tip for you, if you are shy, if you have low self-esteem, is to learn to finesse your look. Like, learn to look good. If it means working out, if it means eating well, if it means investing in makeup, whatever it will take for you to look good, make sure that you're doing it, because once you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you're more confident, because you know you look good. When you walk into a room, you know that you look good, you feel good, and you're in a very good position to do good. The next tip to building more confidence, to overcoming shyness, and just building your self-esteem generally, is to stop self-sabotaging yourself. And if you have low self-esteem, if you're shy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about because you're probably doing it. And I've done it so many times in the past. And it's those times where you are saying bad things or harsh things to yourself in your mind. Like if you do something wrong, or for if you even try to speak up one time and you make a mistake, that is it. You say really nasty things to yourself, like you're so dumb, you could have, you could have spoken better, why did you have to say that? People say a lot of things. I've said a lot of things to myself with regards to that, and that is self-sabotaging. That is not something that someone is doing to you, that's something that you are doing to yourself. And in doing that, you are worsening the situation. You're not even giving yourself the chance to become more confident, because you are the person that is pulling yourself down. Make sure that anytime you catch yourself saying something nasty to yourself, you stop yourself right there in your track and retract whatever you're saying and replace it with something positive, something empowering, and that will go a long way in helping you build up your self-esteem. I remember when I showed up at the beauty pageant, the moment you walk through the gate, you see a lot of girls, nicely dressed girls, short, thin, fat, thick, slim, every type of girl, fair, dark, chocolate, every type of girl. So right there you see the kind of people you're competing with. And I remember walking through that door, and the first thing I told myself was, no, there's no way I'm going to be picked for this thing. Like, there's no way I'm going to be picked over all these girls. And I just stood there, and for a few seconds I contemplated going back home. It's like, look at all these girls, how did you think you're going to pull this off? You are a joke. What were you thinking? All these things I was saying to myself. Nobody walked up to me to say these things. And later on in the competition, people told me that every time I was selected to be part of a certain group and they were asked to join that group, they knew that they were making it to the next round because I was like one of the good girls. I was one of like the best girls. And I never saw it that way. Like, I never ever saw it that way. So yeah, that was one way I was self-sabotaging myself. So yeah, stop self-sabotaging yourself. Stop saying bad things to yourself. Then we come to the next tip, which is, I don't even know if to call it a tip, but sis, nobody is looking at you. Nobody is even paying attention to what you're doing. And the reason I'm saying that is because most of the time, people that are shy, especially when it comes to like public events, when it comes to, group gatherings and stuff like that, we are usually thinking that someone is looking at us. So if you make a mistake, we are doomed. Someone is looking at the way you walk, someone is looking at what you're wearing and stuff like that. Especially with low self-esteem, if you feel like you have a bloated tummy, for example, and someone's eyes just looks at you and their eye falls on your tummy, that is it. It's like, oh, this person can see your tummy. You feel like your tummy is bulging out. You feel like everybody in the room is looking at your tummy. I don't know why we tend to think that people care about us that much. Like, for the most part, nobody is looking at you. Nobody is thinking about you. Like, people could be looking at you, but their mind is somewhere else. So my tip is not to worry about the people around you, because for the most part, they don't care. All of that is in your head. Yeah, let's go to the next point, and the next point is practice. Practice your social skills. That is not just for you, that's for me too. That's like literally note to self. And this is something I do all the time. I almost always try to avoid social gatherings. Like, invite me to a birthday party, I would find an excuse not to go. I would literally find an excuse not to go until there's someone that I'm very comfortable with that will be attending as well. which is not bad at all. But because I do that, for the most part, I am almost always clinging to that person throughout the event. I'm never giving myself the opportunity to meet any other person at the event, and that has not helped me. Obviously, that is not going to help you as well. Okay, so I look a little bit crazy. uh I think I can fix it. I think I can fix it. So as much as you can learn to practice your social skills, you could try being the person that approaches someone to talk to them, as opposed to waiting for someone to walk up to you. Try to be the person that is walking up to someone and saying, "Hi, hello, my name is Antwiwaa, and this is my first time here." Something like that. How I really get comfortable around people is that I'm very jovial. Like, sometimes I don't think I even try. Like, I could just, in any setting, just make a joke, and then everybody is calm, no more tension whatsoever. So if you're anything like me and you have a good sense of humor, you could start with that, ease the tension, crack a joke, say something funny, or just say something that, would just ease the tension in the room or between you and whoever you are trying to talk to. And that will go a very long way in getting started on a conversation. Pro tip. This next tip is for anybody that has low self-esteem. Try to be with people that, or try to interact with people that do not highlight the things that you are mostly insecure about. So let's say I'm insecure about my arms, for example. Let's say I don't like showing my arms, or I'm not confident with the kind of arms I have, and then I have friends that are constantly saying things like, "Wow, your arms are so massive. How does it feel to have huge arms?" Or stuff like that. Just if you have anybody like that is constantly reminding you of things that you're insecure about, whether intentionally or unintentionally, just try to hang out with them less, or let them know that whatever they're saying about whatever you're insecure about is not something that you appreciate. I don't believe in joining groups of people that look like you. I don't know if that's the best way to say it, but you know how I think the most common one that we see is maybe someone that is overweight. That person tends to join a group of other women that are overweight. I know, so like for example, I know so well that me being or looking a certain way is affecting how I feel, is affecting how it's affecting my health and all of that. But just because someone on the internet is saying that embrace your body, blah blah blah, I'm just going to hang around with these people that are also overweight like I am, and just bask in that group. Yes, being confident in yourself is great, but if there's something that is preventing you from being confident, I also believe that it is your responsibility to make sure that you're fixing whatever that thing is. And if that means that ignoring or moving away from a circle of overweight women to a circle of women that are learning to eat cleaner, learning to work out, if you can make that shift, it's going to take you closer to being in that place where you are in a better position to love your body and all of that, and that is going to greatly affect your confidence. I don't believe in staying in a company because they look like you and they encourage you to feel better about yourself. No, if they're not on a journey, or if they're not challenging themselves to be better, I don't think you should be in that group. I would not be in a group like that, and I don't think you should be in that group yourself. Final word. And finally, being shy, being timid, having a low self-esteem will prevent you from becoming or attaining that next level, becoming that better version of yourself. Take it from me, take it from someone who went from being too shy to look anybody in their eye when they talk to them. Like, I would literally be looking on the floor the whole time I'm talking to somebody. Like, there was never a time I could look anybody in the eyeball. Take it from someone, a kid who used to be like that, to this person that you're watching that exudes a level of confidence, someone that went through a beauty pageant that never in 1,000 years she would have thought that she would do, someone who has now gone ahead to have numerous presentations in front of hundreds of people that are more qualified than she is, more confident than she is. That this whole thing, overcoming shyness, overcoming low self-esteem, is something that is possible, but it's not just going to happen just by thinking about it, just by being too tired of being that person that is almost always shy. You have to put in the work, you have to be intentional, take some steps, and if you do the things that I've said in this video, it's going to greatly help you on your journey to becoming your confident, well-spoken, more daring self. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is what I was able to come up with regards to the look. I tried to get her hairstyle, but I have braids, so it is what it is. I think I like it. If you enjoyed the video, you want to check out one of these videos also on my channel, you want to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed chit chat with your girl Antwiwaa, and I will see you over in one of these videos. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't. Join our growing family. Let me know in the comment section what you would want the next chit chat with me video to be about. It could be about something that's happening, something that's trending on the internet if you want, or it could be one of these personal growth conversations, and I will be glad to film it for you. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Peace out.